Welcome back to JB Reviews. I have two 2024 Ford Rangers, XLT, Lariat. I borrowed these trucks from Larry H. Miller, Super Ford here in Salt Lake City. Be sure to reach out to their sales team. Ken's in the commercial department. He sold this truck, and this is Diego's. Be sure to reach out to him if you would like to see if this truck has availability. Here's the window sticker for the XLT. This is pretty rare, but this one does not have any options. I did do a separate review on it, but Iconic Silver is the color. Just be sure to pause it for some of the standard equipment, but this is all the options, but it says no charge because Sport Appearances comes standard, and that's going to be the same for both trucks. Now, destination is $1595, and you have a total price of $40,690, and then the Philly County numbers are over here. The Ranger Lariat was finished in carbonized gray metallic, and here's all the standard equipment right here. Down below, the only option is the advanced towing package, which gives you the Pro Trailer backup assist. And destination is $1595. Total price is $49,535, and then Philly County numbers are the same. When you're looking at the base price of these trucks, there's a difference of $7,520. Now, let's go ahead and start off with the XLT. What is missing on this truck? Well, let's see what it has first. As far as the headlights go, you do have LED reflective style high and low beam incandescent turn signals. However, there is no forward facing camera. I don't see any parking sensors. However, you still have a projector style LED fog light. Recovery hooks are down here, and I do like this bright silver trim piece on the front end. It does kind of break up that gray that they give you, and overall I think the styling is pretty nice. Now, as far as the Lariat goes, you guys can clearly see there's a difference in the headlights. So they do give you the projector style dual beam headlights, high and low beam, and you have LED turn signals too. Let's go ahead and turn on the lights so you guys can see them side by side. So here's side by side here. You guys can see the incandescent lights are right here. And then you have that dual beam LED with those LED turn signals and accent light. By the way, I did not mention they both do have an accent light, however, but the LED turn signals are a little bit more sharper and they're easier to see, especially during the daytime, compared to the ones on the XLT. There is no change on the taillights. They have the identical taillights. So they have incandescent bulbs for your turn signals and reverse lights, but your brake lights and running lights are LED on both sides. And you do have a light on your mirror for the Lariat, but not on the XLT. Finishing off the front on the Lariat, parking sensors even off to the side. I like that they give you this one here, which is good for pulling into the garage. Forward facing camera with a sprayer if it gets dirty. And this truck just has, I think, a better styling simply because of the projector style headlights. I just like them a little bit better in comparison with the ones on the XLT. But apart from that, there really isn't anything else different. The grills are pretty much identical, but you just have those extra safety features like the forward camera and the parking sensors. Now, off to the side, both of these trucks have the sport package. If you're looking at an XLT, this truck does have a 17-inch wheel wrapped in a Goodyear Wrangler Territory AT 255/70/17. You have a little bit of aluminum on that front suspension, fabric material for the wheel well. Pretty much the exact same thing as far as suspension and the wheel well goes. However, you do upgrade to an 18-inch wheel. Same tire, just a different tire size, so 255/65/18. And I do like the machine look on this wheel. 6 lug, by the way, for both trucks. And as far as the fender flares go, you do have this light in a gray fender flare, and pretty much the exact same thing on the Lariat. Here's some of your badging. Just says Lariat here, and XLT on this side. And they do give you a painted accent trim piece right here, so it does kind of dress it up a little bit. Painted mirror caps, and you have the camera. You guys already saw the lights right there. You just have a basic mirror on the XLT. Blind spot monitoring on both sides. Smart key system, however, for the Lariat, however, not for the XLT. Now, some of the things that I'm pointing out, like the 360 camera view, all that stuff is available on the XLT. but you're gonna really increase that price because you have to get a lot of other stuff that you probably don't want. So sometimes it might make more sense to go to the Lariat because you have leather seats, which you'll see here in a second. But yeah, painted door handles on the Lariat versus the black ones on the XLT. 18.8 gallon fuel tank capacity on both sides. Both trucks do have wheel well liners on both sides. They have the exact same suspension too. Then out back you guys see that sonar on the side there. And then here's some of the badging too. Now let's see if you have a assisted tailgate. Let's try that one more time. It's kind of sticking a little bit. But yeah, you do have an assisted tailgate. Now this is an aftermarket spray-in, by the way. You have a 12 volt, 180 watts max and a 400 watt, 120 volt plug right there. Bed lights down below, and you have tie downs throughout the bed. And the tailgate's pretty easy. You have a backup camera, no hitch out back either. Now as far as this truck goes, so you guys can see it has parking sensors, but it does not have that side one that you see right here. Okay, this truck does have a class 4 receiving hitch with the 7 and 4 pin, and that truck doesn't even have a 7 and 4 pin. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. Backup camera, and they do include this light here that does shine below for your conventional hitch. LED lights for the license plate on both sides, by the way, too. Now assisted tailgate as you would expect, but spray and bed liner is an option. You still have those lights below the rail there. 12 volt, 120 volt plug. And as far as the rear diff goes, 373 rear, right? They both give you a donut style spare tire, and open diff is an option for both or standard, excuse me, for both trucks, but a locker is available on both XLT and Lariat. As far as the powertrains go, there are two, but right now currently you cannot get one of them that's available for the Lariat. The 2.3 liter EcoBoost inline 4 turbocharged engine is what's under both of these trucks. 270 horsepower, 310 pound-feet of torque, 10-speed transmission, aluminum head and block, 10-to-1 compression. They both are going to take 87 octane fuel as well. But once the 2.7 liter is available, that's going to be a V6 EcoBoost turbocharged engine, and that's going to have class leading performance. But for now, you have the 2.3. We're going to go piece by piece on the interior, starting with the doors. Now as far as the door cards go, they give you soft touch on the XLT right here, but the rest of this door is going to be hard plastic. You guys can see some of the materials here. This is the only like nice trim piece that kind of breaks up all that black. But bottle holder with a little bit of storage on the side there, and it's going to have the basic sound system. Let's go ahead and check out what the Lariat has. Shockingly, they do a nice job upgrading the door for the Lariat. You have really soft touch right here and in the center, also right down below where you guys saw it on the XLT. Both trucks have power windows and door locks and power folding mirrors on both sides, but you do add the seat memories, and this does have the B&O sound system with a subwoofer. And let's go ahead and check out the seats on the XLT. So these are going to be manually operated cloth seats. You guys saw the Lariats, they have a really nice design, leather, 10-way power for the driver, 8-way power for the passenger for Lariat behind me, but this one has the manually operated seats. You still have a manual lumbar support, and you can pump the seat up and down for better visibility. Seat back is also going to be manually operated, telescoping and tilt steering wheel on both sides. But you can clearly tell the difference on the doors. The doors are definitely more upgraded for the Lariat. Let's go ahead and check out the dash for the Lariat next. All this is going to be hard plastic versus soft touch right here. So it does dress up the dash a little bit. Now, same controls for your lighting right down below. Okay. And then here are the seats again. Really nice design. Neither truck have a tilt headrest, however. When you look at the steering wheel, here are some of the buttons that you have there. And let's go ahead and jump over to the XLT. You guys can clearly see that the shifter is totally different. This one sits a little bit higher. It does have some soft touch. It's like more like a vinyl material around it. You have your gear limiter right there. Electronic parking brake. Your drive modes are actually here versus on the other truck right here. But you have 4 high, 4 low, 2 high right there. Soft touch, which is pretty much the same on both sides. Now, let's go ahead and find the key, because this truck does not have push button start. So you do have this to start the truck. Now, this is going to be a 10.1 inch screen here, 8 inch screen right there, and you guys see the buttons on the steering wheel. So you have a little bit different setup because that truck has adaptive cruise control, so that's probably the biggest difference that you're going to see. So lane keep assist is on this truck, by the way, too. I didn't mention that. And let's go ahead and jump back over to the other truck. But before I do that, really quickly, wireless chargers right there and 2 USBs for the XLT. This is the standard 12-inch screen. You can get the 12-inch in the XLT as well. This is a 12-inch gauge cluster versus the 8-inch that you guys just saw. Now, trailer brake is right there. Both trucks are available for that, but you have that push button start on that side here. Dual climate control. The XLT does not have dual climate control either. And as you guys saw on the outside, you have all the cameras, so you do have that 360 camera view too. Now, on the roof, HomeLink, LED lighting, and you have a power sliding rear glass right there. And before I jump back over, you have 5 drive modes that you use with this, and you have the trailer backup assistance right there. Let's go ahead and jump back over to the XLT. So here is the XLT. Drive modes right here. I'm going to push it really quick so you guys can see. So you have normal, eco, and it basically has the exact same drive modes too, by the way. Oop, gotta push this button here. But yeah, normal, eco, sport, tow haul, and slippery, but the orientation is just different because you swipe this on the Lariat. But electronic parking brake, they both have the wireless charger and the USBs as you would expect. But as I said, this screen is definitely smaller, and you don't have your HomeLink. Also, you don't have the lights for your vanity like you have on the Lariat, but I do like that they give you the LED lights. That rear glass is manually operated versus the power one on the Lariat, and you don't have dual climate control. As far as this goes, there is some storage that you have here. Let me show you guys where it is, because you don't have it on the XLT. See the button right here? There is some storage at the very top on the Lariat. You cannot get this on the XLT. It could be available though. Some things do come available, but again, you have to really check out the pricing, because they do have a XLT here that's like $47,000. So it's basically the same price as this Lariat here. And same center console here. Now here was something that I was shocked by. Out back, you guys saw in the last video that I did that both of these trucks have a bench that goes up. So even for the Lariat, you do not have a 60/40 bench. I am very shocked by that. However, your armrest with cup holders, and you have 2 USBs, Type A, Type C, 120 volt plug, a little bit of storage there, and you have seat back pockets on both seats out back too, okay? On the XLT, you only have a seat back pocket on the passenger seat there, and this truck does have the 120 volt power plug and 2 USBs, armrests with your cup holders, and yeah, there is no seat back pocket on the side. But yeah, you have the same seat setup out back. But you guys can see that there is a lot of nice features that you get with the Lariat. Now, one last thing I want to show you guys before I show you the Payload is this. Does this truck have heated seats? Let's see. It does not. I didn't think it did, but I wanted to make sure. And if you want to see the camera, there is no 360 camera, so you only have the backup right here. As far as numbers on the door go, gross axle weight rating up front is going to be 3,130 pounds. The rear is 3,573 pounds. Gross fuel weight rating is going to be 6,170 pounds. 17 by 7.5 wide wheels. Payload is 1,698 pounds. The numbers don't change on the door here, but you would be shocked at the payload. So the payload is just slightly lower. 1,611 pounds for the Lariat. I'm willing to lose that much payload for the options and features that you get on this truck, personally. I'm really shocked by that. I thought it would be probably a couple 100 pounds lower, but this truck does not have spray and bed liner and sunroof. Although the XLT, even though it does have spray and bed liner, that is not standard. So I feel as though with all the features that you guys just saw, if you can afford the extra, premium over the XLT, I think the Lariat is definitely the way to go. But I hope you guys liked the video. Be sure to check out Larry H. Miller Super Ford here in Salt Lake City's inventory if they do have some incoming trucks that are available. See you guys soon.